Hello there, my name is Jordan Moore and welcome to lab number 2. We're here to talk about different kinds of mixtures and all of that good stuff. So here are some of my examples. I've got a whole bunch of stuff right here off camera that you can't quite see. I'm gonna pick one, go down the list here that we have, and then talk about why I think that it fits that kind of mixture. Everything is not made here because frankly, I didn't want it to get cold, and if I was making coffee and I was doing ice cream and I was doing all this stuff, I didn't want things to melt, things to get cold, because I would want to drink it, and I don't really want to do that. So let's get into it. First off, we're going to talk about our homogeneous mixture here. So this is going to be whenever something dissolves into something else, but it keeps their chemical proportions and their different things like that. So my pick for this was a cup of coffee. I'm a huge coffee guy. I love everything to do with coffee. So I brought my favorite kind of coffee right here. It's whole beans right now, but of course, whenever you construct it down, you get it down to that ground and you pour hot water over it. The coffee comes through. Water keeps its balance. Coffee keeps its balance, but yet it changes. This is black gold from a little place in Little Rock called Brew Ya Ya. It's fantastic coffee. But that's my pick for homogeneous mixture. Now, let's move on to heterogeneous mixture. This one was a little bit difficult for me because I had so many options of what I could choose. But I went with something that is one of my favorites in the entire world. Let me go ahead and show you what it is. Of course, I'm talking about the one, the only Oreo. You know, you have two different substances. You have, of course, the cream substance in the middle, and you have the cookie substance right here. I know I'm a pro. Yeah, it's beautiful. But we have both of those. You can see both of them. You know that they're both there. You know they're different substances, and that's what makes it heterogeneous. So, cheers. All right, let's move on to a mixture that can be separated by filtration. I was really thinking about going with something like ramen here, something simple like that, but I decided some classic Minecraft Creeper Kellogg cereal with some milk would work for this example perfectly because you can separate it by filtration. If you put, excuse me, I'm still eating that Oreo. If you put a nice drain filter type thing on there and you pour the cereal with the milk down this filter, you will be left with no milk and only cereal remaining. So that is why I decided I would put this as my mixture that can be separated by filtration. The next thing is a pure substance. And a pure substance doesn't necessarily only have to be a single element. As a matter of fact, a pure substance can be a compound, which is why I brought, as you can see right here, my sugar. I'll use this put in my coffee whenever I drink it. But sugar is a compound that is a pure substance at its main point. So that's what I went with for my pure substance. Now my emulsion, something, so emulsions are a little bit different. So it's a mixture of two different liquids, and some of them are present as droplets. I had a really tough time finding something in the kitchen that was very similar as to that, but I decided on ice cream. You see, you have ice, of course, which comes in the form of water, and you also have the cream that's put in there. You have ice and cream, believe it or not. You have milk, different kinds of stuff that are put in there. I have, for instance, double fudge brownie from Eddie's, and I decided this was a great one for emulsion because it was two liquids being combined. It was the cream, it was the milk, it was the water, it was more than that, and they're present as droplets because, you know, it kind of gets frozen over the top and you can kind of eat at it, and of course it will melt eventually down into a liquid as well. So that's why I went and put ice cream as my emulsion. Whenever it comes to suspension, this was another one that was pretty difficult for me to get. So it features small solid particles. So of course I went, with Jif peanut butter. Now I went with Jif because there are definitely some small particles that you can get in here. You can taste the graininess of the peanut butter sometimes. So that's why I went with a old-fashioned natural Jif peanut butter, the one that I use to put on my PB&Js, the one that I enjoy. And finally, let's move on to our last one here. I went with some Pam baking spray for the aerosol example, simply because, of course, we have to have liquid droplets that come out from this, and of course it does just like that. It comes out, you know, as a little spray, and you put it on your pan. It makes it so it's a little bit greasy, and because of that, I put that as my aerosol example. So those are all of my examples for this lab. Overall, I thought this was a really fun lab, and I love these involved things like this lab, for example. So thank you very much. Once again, I am Jordan Moore, and this has been lab number 2. Thank you.